Hello, this is Benjamin John Pope, and this is the third tutorial in Reason Propeller Heads, a sound making, synthesizer creating application. So first I'm going to go to Utilities, 14 channel mixer. I'm going to add my effects, digital delay line, 2-band equalizer, screen for distortion, and digital reverb. We're going to go straight to it, and we're going to add the instrument redrum computer, and right clicking to bring up the options. You can add instruments, effects, utilities, players. I'm going to open a patch, and it's going to be drum and bass. First you go to redrum drum kits. This is the factory sound bank. To your left, we're going to go straight to drum and bass. Number 2 is my favourite, so add that. Let's test each sound. Right, so what I've done is I've selected number 1, which is my bass drum, and I've pasted it on 1, 8 and 14. I was going to paste another one on 5, and we're going to test it. So what I've done is I've put in it's not really a hi-hat, slightly like a hi-hat. Trying to think what it's called. Anyway, let's listen to it again. Right, so now I'm going to add one more piece to the drums, and it's the effects roller. Basically just makes a little like sound according to, according to a voice slightly. So let's test it. Right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to screen for it. I'm going to add a patch. It's going to be an instrument tweak, and it's going to be a bass ace. I'm going to choose the cut, raise the lower, raise the higher. We're going to test it. So now we've got the drums, and we're going to add the maelstrom, which is the maelstrom grindable synthesizer. We're going to add utilities, matrix pattern sequencer. You have to hold down shift to put it all the way across. We're going to remove it all. To add notes, you just add with shift, or if you just press it, it's exactly one beat. Hold shift, you can drag it all the way along, which stretches your sound. That's one sound. That's a shorter sound. And the matrix pattern sequencer controls this synthesizer. The synthesizer is what gives it the sound to add. I'm going straight to D&B bass 1. All of these lines are your octave. Your octave is set from 1 to 5, 1 being the lowest, but your octave is actually what controls the depth or the height of your sound. So you can have a low octave or a high octave. I'll make it number 2. I am now going to read that's 1, 5 and 8 on a 1/8 resolution, and the resolution slows it down or speeds it up. So we're going to say 1, 5 and 8, 1, 5 and 8. I'm going to pull out 8 like that, and that's how I'm deciding to play that bass. I've chosen the octave level, but this is also a keyboard marking, so you understand it more, especially if you make music with hardware, and we're going to test it. So now the bass line's there. I'm going to take away that one as well. We're going to put it to 32 steps. We're going to leave the next 16 steps because it will make a break in this 16 replaying. So let's talk about steps. What it is that there's a numerous of 4, just like making any other music. The steps are 16 here. The steps here, which you can only change to 16 or 32, and then resolution it, because it's running it, well, it works out as running at 64 steps. Let's hear it. Let's hear what it's sounding like. Right, so that's quite nice. But we're going to mess around with the frequencies. I'm going to stretch the end of the sound. And I'm going to slightly cut the beginning of the sound. That's with R or A. A softens the beginning. It cuts out the exact start. And R stretches it. So let's listen again. Right, we can make this dark now with effects, Screen 4. We're now going to add bass ace. We're going to put the cut, we're going to lower it, higher it. Let's listen again. Right, so we've added bass. I want you to realise that you can change the waveforms of these patches. I also want you to realise that there's octaves here. There's different buttons that do different things. You should just test it out with a bass line. But I'm going to make this bass line even more of a humming bass line according to the waveform being total hum or perfect for the height of bass. Well, the height of the lowness of bass and the blend or whatever. Let's test it again. Right, I want you now to realise what I haven't done, and that's connected to the mixing channel. So open up your drum and bass kit according to the mix panel, grab the L, which is the left, wire your mixer up, and do the same with drum and bass. Bassline. Press tab. That's how you bring up your wires. And now we're going to test. As you can see, there is a definite access on the volume. You can control it by these two. There's a treble and a bass. You have to turn the EQ on, put the bass right up and the treble right up, and test it again. So I've talked about the mixer again. I've talked about the redrum. We bass aced it with a Scream 4 and we made a bass line. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to save this file. And I'm going to put carry on tutorial 1. And save it. And I'm going to say thank you for listening.